You've already heard about how we can use the N1 link as a communication prosthesis to help someone with spinal cord injury control a computer or a phone, but it can also be used to reanimate the body.
What? Yep, that's right. Neuralink wants to reanimate the body to help people who've experienced a severe spinal cord injury gain more mobility. Neuralink just showed us how its new implant, the N1 chip, could stimulate the spinal cord and generate movement. The N1 chip is an upgraded version of Neuralink's previous brain-machine interface, the Link. It's about the size of a quarter and has 1,024 channels capable of recording and stimulating neural activity. The N1 is microfabricated on flexible thin foam arrays that Neuralink calls threads. At the show and tell, Neuralink showed us a pig with two N1 chips, one implanted in its brain, the other implanted in its spinal cord. The pig was also wearing electrodes that track movement, similar to what movies use for special effects. When the researchers stimulated an electrode on one thread of the N1 chip, it caused the pig to bend its leg. Here, you can see the movement of the pig's joints. You can also see the real-time data captured of the stimulation pattern in yellow, that the pig's leg is moving up. This was a demo of a short muscle movement, but Neuralink also claims the N1 spinal implant is capable of stimulating sustained movement, powerful muscle contractions that you might need for standing or other load-bearing activities that enable you to interact with the world around you. It's one thing to stimulate movement, but quite another to repair the feeling of touching something. Neuralink also says that by implanting an N1 chip into the brain of someone with a spinal injury, they can stimulate part of the brain that perceives sensation.
Neuralink also says that by implanting an N1 chip into the brain of someone with a spinal injury, they can stimulate part of the brain that perceives sensation.
In other words, the N1 chip can't replicate sensation in someone with paralysis, but it can trick the brain into thinking it's feeling something when motor function is stimulated in the spinal cord. Neuralink's N1 chip is not ready for commercial production yet, but the company says it's made significant progress to its hardware and software, and that the N1 is no longer a prototype. So essentially, it's not ready to be implanted in humans yet, but this isn't a totally early proof of concept either. It's in the middle. We also saw more monkey demos at Neuralink's show and tell. If you remember, last year, we got a demo of Pager the monkey playing Pong on a computer with his mind using a Neuralink chip implanted in its brain. These monkeys are typing sentences and following cursor movements with their minds. Neuralink says it updated software in the N1 chip compared to the Link to make it run faster and be more predictable. Neuralink isn't alone in trying to wire us to computers. Researchers and companies like Synchron and Paradromics are working on similar brain implants, as well as interfaces that can connect with the brain without any surgery at all. Finally, another eye-catching part of Neuralink's presentation was the robotic surgeon implanting the chips. Neuralink showed a robot called the R1 inserting Neuralink's N1 chip into a brain. Well, a simulated brain, inside an inanimate test dummy. No human trials yet. The robotic surgery takes seconds per thread, quickly making a small incision in the brain and inserting the N1 chip. After the implant is under the skin, it's no longer visible. Musk claims the entire procedure could take about 10 minutes, like LASIK eye surgery. Neuralink says robotic surgery would be safer, more reliable, and more affordable than using human surgeons. The company says it has a fully robotic operating room at their facility in Austin, Texas. But their goal is to eventually have a suite of Neuralink clinics run entirely with R1 robots. That's wild to think about. Long term, Musk says the N1 chip could help humankind keep pace with the speed of artificial intelligence. But these are pretty lofty goals. Right now, we hardly know how the brain works. Some of these goals may not even be within reach within the next few decades. Not to mention, the Neuralink still needs FDA approval before it can begin human trials. Though Musk says he expects FDA approval within 6 months. But still, restoring motor movement has the potential to drastically change treatment and function for people with spinal cord injuries. You'll definitely want to keep an eye on Neuralink, so be sure to like and subscribe to CNET for the latest news. We'll make sure to warn you if there's a cyborg on the loose.